The Let's Talk Houston Rockets post-game show. Rockets lost game 4 to the Warriors 109-106. The comments have already been flying hot and heavy. I am, of course, KG, Kris Gardner of the Houston Roundball Review. I'm going to get to the comments. I'm curious at your thoughts on who's to blame, who's at fault, who to credit, your thoughts on the effort, all that kind of stuff. GRX ended with the first comment. Love the effort finally, but youth played its part and experience took advantage. Not too complicated. Somebody on Musk said someone would say youth versus experience played a point. Dylan Brooks has plenty of experience in foul bullet, and there was a foul. There was a clear foul, and it was a costly foul in this sense because Ime Udoka challenged it. Rockets lost the challenge. They had no more timeouts. So with 4 seconds left after Jimmy Butler made 2 free throws, without a timeout, they had no chance to advance the ball. And Fred raced up the floor and missed a 28-foot three-pointer that could have tied the game and forced overtime. The foul was obvious to me. I know, Ryan Hollins, after he finally saw and I looked at Jimmy's legs and stuff, it was a clear foul that Brooks had his left hand on Jimmy's stomach waist. That was a foul. So that was a foul. And United is saying Warriors in 5. Rockets had their chance tonight, family. Right? I mean, it's heartbreaking. Y'all are Rocket fans. They had the chances. They came back. They fought. They cratered. Had some brutal start to the first quarter, awful start to the third quarter. But they came back. But I got to say this. I've defended him a lot. And, I mean, yes, it's his first playoff and all that. Jalen Green has sucked. He sucked tonight. He was horrible. He was horrible. It wasn't jitters. I don't know if he got grease on his hands or what. The 3 turnovers in the first 3 minutes of the game, horrible. Kudos to Ime for sitting it down and not playing him too much. But he finished the game with 8 points, 5 turnovers. I've seen the names: Goonie, Solo, Space Age, Justin, Complicated, United, GRX. Thank you, everybody, for this late night staying up with me. United, I think, is another part of the world, so it's morning for him. But, and again, this, it did not. Paulo as well. Thank you for timing it. T.I., I see you, everybody talking about it. But right here, I mean, the free throw shooting in the third quarter was so frustrating. You could hear it in Craig Ackerman and Ryan's voice, the frustration, the disappointment. I mean, when Şengün missed his 2 free throws before making free throws finally, Ackerman was like, come on, man. Really? Come on. I mean, H-Town Chad Hart, salute to you as well for commenting. Welcome. And let me just go through the stat lines for the players, and then we get into more of the discussion. Stats overall, too. Individually, Şengün, he had his moments, and then he didn't have his moments. 31 points, nice. Yeah, that's nice. He missed 16 shots out of his 28 attempts. Missed more shots in the paint again. Did not challenge Draymond Green, who had 5 fouls. And I'm not talking about the last shot LP missed. I mean, prior to that, early in the fourth quarter, when Green came back in the game, LP settled for an 11-footer. At that point in the game, in the fourth quarter, Draymond was not going to foul him. And he settled. You can't do that. You got to have that killer mentality. Go at this dude. You know he got 5 fouls. Go at him. He didn't do it. And I'm going to say this. Your thoughts, should Draymond have been tossed out in the third quarter when he was kicking on, flailing his legs, flailing again, like Draymond has a physical ailment. I don't want to mock people who do have specific diseases. You know, he has no control over his legs. Should he been tossed then? But let's see. Şengün in the fourth quarter, he shot. Let me see. Let me get it correctly here. Şengün in the fourth. At one point, it wasn't good. I know that. Şengün in the fourth. Yeah. Got the stats loaded up a little differently tonight. Let's see here. Şengün in the fourth was disappointing. Şengün in the fourth was 4 for 10. He didn't take a three, so most of his shots were in the paint. He missed 6 shots in the paint. Come on, man. You got to make those shots. You got to make those shots in the paint. It's James Flanagan, how you doing? So a lot of comments. Try to get to all of them here. And Sandoval saying it. Complicated. Let it go, man. Cam might play. He's not playing here. I mean, it's not going to happen. Correct cuts. Salute to you as well. J-Dub, how you doing? Welcome to the conversation, man. Hey, I got no problem with you joining the conversation. But I'll be there Wednesday. Game starts at 6:30. But J-Dub, I mean, you be honest. Be honest. You got to be honest here on the show. I know you had doubts about the Warriors holding on to win this game. You had to. You had to, because Rockets came back twice and put the Warriors on their heels, and the triple big lineup worked. It gave the Warriors problems. Steven Adams was a man again, was a plus 16 in his minutes on the floor. Your thoughts on Steve Kerr resorting to hacking Adams to take fouls in the span of 12 seconds by Kevon Looney with 4:25. The second one was with 4:25 left in the fourth. Ime decided to take Adams out of the game. Fred hit a three to put the Rockets up by 4, 101-97, with Adams on the bench. Jimmy Butler scored a layup. Buddy Hield hit a three. Pods missed a three. Jimmy got the offensive rebound. Buddy Hield missed a three. Butler scored a layup. So the score differential did not change very much. But Rockets went up 101-97 in the span of about 210, 220 in that fourth. Up 101-97. It was Warriors scored 7 straight points with Adams on the bench after Fred hit that three-pointer for a 101-97 lead. So with Adams on the bench, Alpi missed an 8-footer. Jabari missed a 25-foot three, and Fred missed a floater. And Jabari had a turnover. Turnover number 13. So back to the stats real quick. Fred made his threes today, folks. 8 for 12 from 3, 1 free throw. Our man was aggressive and attacked the basket instead of tossing the ball away out of bounds. Only had 1 turnover, and that was early in the game. 17 points, 7 to 12 from the floor. Dylan Brooks, that foul on Jimmy Butler, 3-point. Don't foul shooters, man. Why's your left hand down there anyway? You have your hands up, both your hands up. You're not going to have your hand on Jimmy Butler's waist. What is that? Jalen Green was awful. I mean, there's no sugarcoating it. He was awful. Jimmy Butler, a perfect 12 for 12 at the foul line. Pods, 26 points, 9 for 18 from 3, 6 for 11, 9 for 18 overall, 6 for 11 from 3. Steph Curry, I want to say Steph had 3 air balls in this game. Not just 2, he had 3. I want to say he had 1 in the first half. 17 points. And the Warriors still won. Buddy Hield, 15 points, made 3 of 9 from 3. Had some assists. But back to it, the Rockets did what they're supposed to do here in the paint. Warriors made a whole bunch of threes. But it's 48-28 in the paint. But again, Rockets missed 25 shots in the paint. They were less than 50% in the paint. They finally, after their awful first quarter start, when the Warriors had a fast break advantage, it was like 7-0 at one point, Warriors. Rockets took advantage of the Warriors' turnovers to end the second quarter. Finished games with a 14-10 edge in fast break points. But this one, Warriors 21-14 second chance points. That's a 7-point edge for the Warriors in a game they won by 3. Warriors missed some shots. Rockets failed to get the defensive rebound. Warriors capitalized. Little things like that. United. So let me get to the comments now. It's a lot of them. A lot of them. A lot of folks saying this. Jalen does not have that dog in him. Jalen isn't him. Jalen is not that player. LP was scared. He was soft. Like I said, Draymond had 5 fouls early. That should not even be a thought. Go at him. Go at him. And he didn't. But your thought, should Ime have kept Steven Adams in the game, even though it most likely would have been hacking Steven Adams for 2 minutes? Previous game, Steven made his 4 free throws during the take foul stretch. Would y'all have preferred him to stay in the game? But the Warriors have gone on that 7-0 run with Steven in the game. Defensively, Adams on the bench hurt during that stretch. I mean, Steven Adams, he blocked 4 shots. He was a presence in the paint. So the move, I don't know if I want to call it a panic move by Ime. I just don't like it. I don't know. I mean, I understand it to a point, but I mean, at least try it for a minute. You know, I mean, if the Warriors don't score, it doesn't matter if Steven misses free throws. They don't score. You're still ahead. So, oh, boy. Correct cut. Y'all have turned on Jalen. Don't want to see him in a uniform anymore. Hey, I said it. If they lose in the first round, I will not be shocked if Ime tells Rafael, not just Tillman, Ime tells Rafael Stone, I want Kevin Durant. Period. I want Kevin Durant. You see, Jalen doesn't have it. I want Kevin Durant. We'll see. Jalen had 5 turnovers tonight, 3 in the first 3 minutes. Cyrano, how are you doing? And Bernard says should have kept Steven in the game. Like I said, I would have stuck with him too. I mean, Steven Adams was giving the Warriors so many problems. That's why Steve Kerr went to Hacker Steven. Because they couldn't stop him. They couldn't keep him off the glass. He was starting to block shots. Oh man, Goonie, how are you doing? Uh, it just Rockets had their chances. I mean, after going down 13-2 to only be down two at the end of the first quarter, after giving up an 18-1 run to start the third quarter, they were only down two going to the fourth. They just didn't get it done. They had their chances. Yeah, where was it? Solo right. Solo's right. When Buddy Hield stripped Jalen twice in the first quarter, that showed us all we needed to see. And I want to say this: if you're watching, I don't know how it looked on the national feed, but when Dylan was called for the foul against Jimmy Butler on the 3-point attempt, Ime leaned back against the scorer's table with a look on his face of dejection. His expression to me looked like, I can't believe he did that. Talking about Dylan. I can't believe he did that. And then someone on the bench said, Coach, let's challenge that. And then his expression changed and he decided to challenge it. No more timeout. They could have used that timeout. Oh, boy. Oh, man. Oh, no, Bernard, I said it was a foul. Yeah, no question. It was a foul. I saw it live. I thought it was a foul. Left hand right there in Jimmy's stomach. So I don't know why I don't know why they even challenged it. I mean, I guess they were looking at, like Ryan Hollins looking at Jimmy's legs kicking out or whatever they thought, instead of seeing an obvious left hand right there in his stomach. But boy, that miss, that wasted challenge. That's because it was a wasted challenge. Man, oh man, that just. Mm. And the triple bigs needs more minutes. And I mean, you got one game left in your season. You got to put it all out there in Game 5 on Wednesday. So give the triple bigs more run with the Jabari at the 3. No, Jordan wasn't doing that unless Jimmy's area is to his right. I mean, it's a bad foul again. Just have your hands up. Why do you gotta do that, man? But Solo kind of saying what I said after Game 3. He said it before this season. Rockets need a coach that can coach offense. Ime lacks offensive creativity. But can't coach free throws. Rockets make their free throws. It's 2 games in a row. Which, I mean, it's been a problem all year, and it's reared its head at the worst possible time in the playoffs. WK, how are you doing? Sagami, how are you doing? How you doing? Goonie, how you doing? Let's see, I just missed it. Piston, no, not that. Where is it? He should have challenged when the ball went out on the Warriors, and he didn't. I thought, remind me of what point that was. I was in the fourth quarter, right? Because I kind of agree with that too, I think. But really, should have kept Steven Adams in the game. Should not take him out. Should not take him out. In my opinion, should not take him out. H-Town Chad, pull Green off this team and add Durant or Book. Offense will look much different. Solo says Rockets half-court offense sucks. But, and notice, we know Amen Thompson is not a great three-point shooter. We know it. But Amen Thompson tonight, he attacked the basket. He wasn't cute with the dribble. He wasn't trying to, do all these unnecessary dribbles. He had one or two quick dribbles and exploded to the rim and did not look to pass it out at the last minute. He hung in the air and tossed it off the glass. Can't Jalen do that? Can't Jalen Green do that? Just attack the basket, man. Not these between your leg dribbles. Who was it? It was first quarter. I think first quarter. First half for sure. Jalen, I think it was GP2 was guarding. He's trying to do all this between the leg dribble crap. He had one dribble and he'd have attacked, he'd have beat because he had GP leaning. Attack. Didn't do it. He had another opportunity. Crossover dribble into the paint. He could have hit a pull-up floater in the paint or keep dribbling to the right. Didn't do that. Took a fadeaway to his left. Come on, man. Read the defense. Read the defense. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Is that Vaib? I don't want to insult you. My apologies. But thank you for joining the discussion, joining the show. Your question is what I asked weeks ago when we first brought it up. Is KD really a good option for the Rockets? Because he would shrink the window of contention. Yes. Agreed. Ooh, I don't know about Trae Young. Ooh. Trae Young's defense is no. Ooh. Not for Ime Udoka. No. No. Green isn't strong enough to attack the basket. To attack like he's quick enough to get into the paint and hit a 12-footer. He can do that. He can do that. That's the thing that Jalen has to understand. He doesn't have to always go to the basket. You get into the paint, hit the floater, hit a 12-footer. Do you see how many comments are coming at me right now? What did you say that I'm ignoring you? What did you say? I see you said Trae Young ain't worth it. I just said that. Rockets, and they've had their chances. Treat those clearly. They have their chances. They can win game 5. I mean, the hell they have to, or they're going fishing. LP has to be more aggressive and not settle for a 12-foot floater. And he left a lot of shots short early. Young fella, come on, man. I mean, if nothing else, aim for the square on the backboard, on the glass. Didn't do that. He left a lot of shots short out of his 16 misses. 12 for 28. Cam would attack the basket. That's what you said. Okay. Cam not going to play, y'all. Give it up. Aaron Holiday has more of a chance of playing in this game, in this series than Cam. Cam not playing. That's not going to happen. Unless it's a blowout, it's not going to happen. Cam is not playing in this series. H-Town Chad truly thinks Devin Booker is a man for this team. Matt Ishbia has said he's not trading Book. He might have a change of tune, you know. uh, bless your heart, complicated. Give it up. It ain't happening. It ain't happening. Bless your heart. That's not happening. Uh, how disappointed is Ime from 1 to 10? I'd have to watch the press conference and judge. I'm sure he's disappointed in some of his players not showing up. I'm sure of that. I wouldn't doubt that at all. You know, I doubt he'd answer that your question publicly, but privately, I'm sure he questions the performance, the toughness of some of his young players. I'm sure he's doing that. Yeah. And some he's probably questioning the smarts of some of his players too. Solo agrees with Ace Town Chad, thinks Book is the guy to get for this team. You says Udoka needs to put his ego out of the way and think ways to win if his usual rotations ain't working. But everybody questioning the offense, y'all know, I believe the Rockets offense needs more movement. Clearly, it needs more movement. But if one of your best players or your A player misses 8 shots in the paint, what else do you want the coach to design? He had 8 shots in the paint. I mean, damn. I mean, if I had a guy who's getting 8 shots in the paint, I would think he's going to make them. All right, let's see. It's a tough one right here. Do I think Jalen truly cares, or does he just want to get his check? I think he cares. I hope he cares. I hope so. I mean, if he doesn't care, then he can go. Complicated. Devin Booker or Giannis should be in Houston soon. I don't know about should. I like could. I don't know about should. I think Miami's going to blow it up. They got their asses destroyed in game 4 tonight. Well, Monday night. In front of their home fans. I saw a note on social media. They're the first team in playoff history to lose consecutive playoff games by 30-plus points. Woo! Boy. But yeah, this is my issue with Jalen. One of them. He's too cute. Trying with the ball. All this between the leg dribbling and all that. He ain't James Harden. He's not built like James Harden. You have a quickness edge. Get your one explosive dribble and get your slender self into the paint. Rich Base, how you doing? And square up. Jump stop, 2 feet. That way you can rise up for a J, stop, kick it out. But no, he dribbles and keeps going to the basket where he gets bounced around, knocked off balance, and tosses up trash. Young fella. My starting 5 in game 5, it's going to be the same. I think that, but I'm not giving Jalen Green a long, more than 3 minutes to prove himself. Whether he's locked in, if he's not locked in, his ass gonna sit down. I'm not gonna wait to see. I'm not gonna wait for him to turn over 4 times before his ass sits. Not doing that again. It's game 5. Gotta win. But but what I saw from Jalen tonight is he looked like Space Age says right here, like he checked out. That I will not accept, cannot accept if I'm a Rocket teammate, if I'm a Rocket coach, if I'm in the organization. If you have checked out, if something else going on in your life, don't show up. You got a chance in game 5 to start to get rid of some of these demons because of your crappy play. And tonight in game 4, as Solo pointed out, the turnovers getting stripped by Buddy Hield. Buddy freaking Hield. Who Buddy Hield has never been known as a lockdown defensive player. Jalen, 5 turnovers. And his shaky ball handling. I don't want the Rockets to have him handle the ball anymore, at least in this series. Just have him run around off picks, off curls, things like that. That's it. I don't want him handling the ball. I especially don't want him bring the ball to the floor. I don't want him to do it. He has not shown that he is good enough, or he's locked in right now. He just hasn't shown it. And I said it after game 1. This was tonight. Well, game 4 was much closer, but clearly the Rockets will not win this series. And they're one more Warriors win away from it happening. They will not win this series if Brandon Podziemski scores more points than Jalen Green. But even with the 18-point difference between them in points in game 4, the Rockets still had their chance to win this game. Even with Jalen being, some of y'all believe, checked out, they still had a chance to win this game. The triple big lineup worked for the most part. Now, there were times, and I'm going to say this too because Jalen's at fault with it as well, but there were times in the 4th quarter specifically where too many of them seemed unsure of what defense they were playing. Some like they didn't know if they were in zone, if they were in man, if they were in zone, what kind of zone they were in. It was too much confusion, not enough communication. That left guys open. That left too many offensive rebounding opportunities for the Warriors to capitalize on, which they did. And that's what I'm saying, right? The Rockets still almost won this game with Jalen being a no-show. As Solo says here, Rockets could have had Podziemski. They had him instead. I don't think anybody's surprised. Jerry, thank you, my fellow Cougar alum. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's more frustrating now with him. And game 4, his performance in game 4 was disappointing. His performance in game 4 is not due to inexperience. His performance tonight, H-Town Finals, how are you doing? Looked like he wasn't locked in. Has anybody seen if Jalen's back on Instagram or resumed his social media activity? He wasn't focused. He wasn't focused. So it's and like I said, I believe the Rockets offense needs to play faster and play with more movement. But for game 4, Alpi had so many shots he missed in the paint. In the paint. That's what you want your 6'10", 6'11" big man to have, is shots in the paint. And falling apart, how are you doing? Says it's all over. Draymond and Stephen A. I think Draymond and Stephen A. got Smith got in his head. Hell, part of it, Draymond had 5 fouls. Get his head for what? To do? Based on what? And you see the difference in the Warriors defense for all his cheap shots and his antics. Şengün was much more effective with the Steve Adams on the floor with him. He was much more aggressive against Gary Payton II, anybody other than Draymond. But his face-ups, the shots he had to paint, some of them he caught the ball directly in the paint. All he had to do, he was faced up, just shoot it. Shoot it. Not aim it, shoot it. Didn't make the shot. What can I do with Draymond? And, he's a big part of it. Jalen Green has been a big part of the Rockets' 3 losses. No question. No question. Rockets need Walter Clayton. Again, a lot of the people NBA wise, he's not a lottery pick. So H-Town chat, I agree with you here. And that's what I think will happen in game 5. If Jalen Green mucks around in first few minutes of game 5, he's gonna sit down. He's gonna sit down. Period. And he should. And H-Town's finest, he has mentioned this comment throughout these shows, and he's right. Alpy got his percentage in the painted area this season is around 51%. For a big man in the paint, you got to have a higher percentage than that. Got to. You got to be better finisher. Falling apart, I'm agreed. He needs to shoot the ball, not aim it. Shoot the ball. Rockets can win game 5. It's at home. It's earlier start, 6:30 start. Probably going to be tough for it to be sold out because of traffic downtown Houston. And hell, I think the Astros are playing early that day as well. Is that a home game? I don't even know about the Astros. I don't know. They could have won this game. They could have won this game, man. Man, they could have won this game. They could have won this game. They could have won this game. H-Town Chad kind of agrees. I think Alpy lost a lot of his touch, adding size. Needs to train to get it back. But and this does frustrate me too. From Alpy, he does this. He has a tendency to do it more in first halves of games, where he looks for fouls to be called from the refs in the first half, and he complains and that he doesn't get a call, and then like he is told at halftime to cut out the crying, and he does a little bit better. Man, it's the playoffs, man. Stop begging for calls in the first quarter, in the second quarter. Go at your man. Back them down. If they call a foul, so be it. They don't. Keep playing. I mean, this. Do I have hope that the No, I don't. Hell no, I don't. Hell, I don't. Not at all. I picked the Rockets to win at 7. That looks shaky as hell, But I don't have any other choice in order for my prediction to be right. They have to win the next 3 games. Do I believe they will? No. But can they win game 5? They don't have a choice. So yeah, that was sad too. Draymond, let's get into Draymond and his lack of body control. You know, his feet go flailing, kicking people, kicking Tari all around. He already had one technical foul called on him. He had Amin Thompson later in the fourth quarter holding Amin Thompson down, and the ref came over to break that up. Ref could have said, "I'm going to break it up like this, double text." Draymond, you gone. You could have done that. Didn't do it. Rockets had their chance, and they let them off the hook. Had their chance and let them off the hook. Had it and let them off the hook. The triple bigs work. Steven Adams work. It seems like Şengün is more comfortable, or maybe because the matchup with Steven Adams at the 5 in the game, he's more comfortable at the 4 because it gives him better chances to post up whoever it is. Maybe need to do it more often, earlier. But like I said, Draymond is a bully, and Warriors fans, I think they left. Y'all gotta acknowledge Draymond gets away with a whole lot of stuff, and he knows who he can pick on, or he knows who to pick on, because he don't pick on Steven Adams. None of that stuff. None of that stuff. He don't pick on Steven. You're like, yeah, I'm not winning this one. Yeah. And it was when Draymond hit those first 2 threes, and it was trash talking, and I was like, yeah, keep shooting them, Russ. Keep on shooting them, Russ. Didn't make another one. I mean, he's the kind of dude, man. Why are you talking, man? After you make a 3, after you make a prayer, you're open for a reason. So when you make one, it's a surprise to all of us, probably including you. And you're gonna talk trash, man? Please, whatever. But yeah, that's a good point. He did do that. That was years ago, though. Yeah. But I mean, Rockets had their chance to win Game 4 to even up this series, and they had the momentum when they finished the second quarter with 7 straight points, and the Warriors had 4 straight turnovers in the last 90 seconds of that second quarter. Up 7 at halftime. And then that third quarter, offense went to hell. They missed the first 6 shots, and 5 of them were 3-pointers, which I hate. Warriors went on that 18-1 run, and the Rockets still clawed back in the game. It's I see y'all talking Minnesota. Minnesota's played well. Ant-Man's playing like one of the best players in the league, but his teammates are stepping up for him too. But let me see. Third quarter, Jalen Green played 3 minutes and then sat his ass. He was sat down. Rockets 7 for 17 from the floor in the third quarter. 2 for 8 from 3. Jalen was 0 for 2. But they missed 6 free throws. Excuse me. 6 free throws in the third quarter. 7 for 13. Lost the third quarter, 32-23. So they were outscored by 9, but they were outscored 18-1 in the first few minutes of the third quarter. So after being outscored 18-1, they outscored the Warriors 22-14 the rest of the third quarter. It could have been more if they'd have made the free throws. Oh, boy. Free throws, free throws, free throws. Free throws, free throws, free throws. Rafael, yeah, he has to make a move. Yeah. I mean, one of the reasons he said that he did not make a move was to see how this young core looked for the rest of the season, give them a chance, and see how they do in the playoffs, where we're seeing it. And some guys aren't ready for it. We're seeing that too. The Rockets are a good matchup for any team in the West. This hot and cold offense. This is from Complicated. Well, they're a good matchup for the Warriors. They've given the Warriors problems. They're just not doing enough to finish the game. I mean, you give the Warriors credit because they're up 3-1. But the Rockets, for all of their faults and flaws, could have won game 4. You know, it's not a matchup issue when Dillon Brooks fouls Jimmy Butler on a three-point attempt. It's a dumbass foul. It's not a matchup issue when you miss free throws, double figures again. It's not a matchup issue when, again, you make less than half your points, your shots in the paint. So it's just Reggie McCray. That's a new name. Thank you very much. So it's just, you know, what does Rafael Stones think of Jalen Green? He thinks, Jalen, you got one more game to save your Rocket season, save your Rocket career. But yeah, the Rockets are going to make changes, and then it's a question of, all right, let's do it. Let's go ahead. I mean, it's morning time. Suggest a legit trade offer to Phoenix for Devin Booker and his $55 million contract that Phoenix Matt Ishbia would accept, because Matt Ishbia has said more than once, even though he has said publicly that he knows he needs to make changes and change his philosophy on and on. He's also said Devin Booker is not going anywhere, but make legit trade offers to get Book to Houston. It's a great question. H-Town's finest. I don't know. I agree. I don't know why they don't, especially with the triple big lineup, and you got Jabari with a serious height advantage at the 3 spot. I don't know that. Again, let me see. For the game, Jabari took 4 shots. That's not enough. Come on, man. That's not enough. That's not enough. That's just way less. It's not enough. Not enough, especially in this series with the height edge he has over people on the Warriors. It's not enough. We have Jalen, Fred, Tari, 2 picks for Booker. Now you mean first round picks, Chad? Basically, the picks that the Rockets have of Phoenix, except the one that could be the first pick in the draft when it comes up in a few weeks. All right. Jalen Green with 2 first-round picks, throw in Jeff and Tate. Now let me know because Solo, you guys, y'all are good with the trade machine stuff. Y'all got to make the money work because I mean I think Phoenix as a apron team got to match salary, and does a book make are going to make come July 1st $55 million something like that coming up for this season? That's a lot of damn money, $55 million. So make the numbers work. It'd be easier to acquire Kevin Durant, and that's what I think Phoenix is going to try to push for rather than book. But KD will make the Rockets better, but he's what? Oh, okay, 37, 36, 37. Boy, I don't know about that. But it is just Jalen Green's tonight's performance was just really disappointing in how crappy he played. You know, it just was. So yeah, Book next year will make $53 million. Damn. Good grief. Hell, KD's going to make 54.7. Woo. Boy. United does not want Durant. He wants Book. I mean, you know, and it ain't like Book ended the season well in Phoenix either. He his leadership kind of lacking too, and his performance as well. And folks around the league think he's a bigger part of the problem too, not just Matt Ishbia. Let's be clear on that as well. Green, Reed, Jock, and all 3 picks for Booker. Who says no? Green, Reed. Y'all not gonna toss Cam Whitmore in this trade? Man. Justin, you took a nap, man. You came back. You listened to email and the press conferences. You came back or came to join us. So when do we think Durant is coming to Houston? Soon. I think soon. Like I said, I think Ime and Tillman are going to push for it. And Jerry says it's going to have to be a 3-way trade because Rockets don't have but 4 guys making a lot of money to match. And Fred's got to be put in that, you know, for money, salary purposes. Rockets might as well use that top 10 pick, give it back. What about Giannis? Giannis probably will want to ask out of Milwaukee now that Dame's going to be out for pretty much the season with the torn Achilles. Giannis is a winner. Is he a winner though? What was the stat? He's lost 8 of his last 9 playoff games, even though he's put up 38 and 8, something like that in the playoffs. Is that more of his teammates aren't good enough or what? Just putting it out there. He does have a championship, but who are his teammates and where are they now? I mean, I'm saying, like I said, he won a chip, yes. But who were his teammates? Town, Şengün and picks for Giannis with fillers. Good point here. Giannis does not make free throws. Green is a Robin. You being kind right now saying that. I mean, you're saying you're being kind right now. based on what we saw in Game 4, I'm not even sure Green is a comic book hero. Pick somebody. Dude said trade Şengün for Giannis. The spacing will be awful for Giannis because Rockets don't have shooters. Complicated said Giannis is playing with a bunch of Jalen Greens. H-Town Chad said Jalen is the Riddler. That's a great one there. Green ain't even Alfred. Oh man. That's a great one right there. That's a great one. Reggie McCray says Booker don't get us past the Warriors. That's a great line right there. Ain't even Alfred the Butler. Oh man. Oh boy. Well, we got an early start for Game 5 on Wednesday. 6:30 start. So that means earlier start to the post-game show. In these closing moments of this edition of the Let's Talk Houston Rockets post-game show, how many of you guys think, believe, hope the Rockets are going to win Game 5? Will the Rockets win Game 5, or will the Warriors win Game 5? Will Wednesday's edition of Let's Talk Houston Rockets be after a Rockets victory, or will we have more and more discussions of Rockets offseason plans because their season is over? You says Rockets in 7, so that means Rockets winning in Game 5. H-Town Chad says Rockets will win 5. Paquito from, what's Paquito? Was it South Korea? Right? I think that's right. Or Philippines. Remind me what it is? Philippines. In the Philippines. Hoping for Rockets in 7. You want to see the Rockets? Well, that's hoping right there. United says the season is over Wednesday. Justin says it's going to just get it over with, have a gentleman's sweep. Solo, the frustration. I can sense the frustration in your typing. Hopes they lose because he can't keep doing this. H-Town's finance is similar. Warriors in 5, put us out of our misery, please. Paquito lives in Korea. Okay, I apologize. So I remember you from Houston originally. I remember that. Complicated. I'm surprised that there hasn't been more discussion, frustration, comments about Dylan and his dumbass foul on Jimmy Butler with 58 seconds left in the fourth quarter, fouling a jump shooter and a 3-point jump shooter, and a guy who's not a great 3-point shooter, a guy who's injured, got a sore butt bone, and you fouled him. The ambassador to Italy is going to probably push for a trade to get a star. I think that's what he's going to do. And it's a question of, will he'll be pushed for that trade Wednesday night or Thursday or Friday or whenever. When the hell's the game? Game 6 will be Friday, right? Yeah. H-Town Chad. The quicker we find out what Stone's plan with Green is, the better. And I'm kind of curious because we saw a team quit tonight in front of the home fans in Game 4. Miami. Woo. Damn, that was embarrassing. What was it? 137-83. What was the final score? Final score, Cleveland 138-83 over Miami. That's a 55-point ass whooping Cleveland put on the Heat in Miami. Yep. Gonna be some changes there. Solo with it. Well, this is fair. It was a dumb foul by Brooks, but he played better than Jalen. So, well, yeah. Who makes more bonehead plays, Brooks or Eason? And Fred made his threes tonight. Shot the ball well, and the Rockets still lost. Chuck would say this. Pat Riley's rolling over in his grave. The look on Riles' face, I guess it was second quarter, and the camera caught him. Riles was just like blank. Just like he, I mean, if we could have read his mind, there were thought bubbles around Riles throughout that game, but especially the first quarter, second quarter. Man, it was embarrassing, man. He needs to retire. I agree with that too. Rockets do have a low IQ problem. Ime said that as well earlier in the season. 138-83 at home. At home. I choose to believe, Jerry, that even if the Warriors start out hot in Game 5, like they did tonight in Game 4, first quarter and third quarter, I choose to believe that the Rockets will not roll over and quit in Game 5 like the Heat did in Game 4. I choose to believe that. We'll see if it becomes an issue in Game 5. But we will see. And when we see it, you and I will discuss it on the next edition of the Let's Talk Houston Rockets post-game show. This post-game show is unlike any other. Tell your friends about that. Tell your friends about this post-game show. It's unlike any other. It's a place where the visiting fans can come troll. Then they leave when they realize that I give the other team credit. I'm not going to run from it, Hey. But we're going to do it again on Wednesday. And it'll be Wednesday. It won't be Thursday morning. We'll be doing it again on Wednesday. So join me. Click on the bell on the Houston Roundball Review YouTube channel so you are notified when the show is posted. H-Town Chad, appreciate that. Tell your friends about it. I hope there's going to be at least one more post-game show after Game 6. But thank you as always. Appreciate everyone. Salute to all of you. And join me in less than 48 hours, and we're going to do it again. And I appreciate this as well, H-Town's finest. It's my pleasure to talk with you guys, and we're going to do it again in a few hours. And that'll do it. And y'all know how I wrap up the show. Since 1994, the Houston Roundball Review. Local name, global perspective. Everyone, take care. Have a good night. Get some sleep. Get some rest. Peace.
Game over.